Hello everyone, it's Mrs. Alcorn. Today we're going to talk about ecosystems. The learning objective: by the end of this video, you should explain how the availability of resources influences species interactions. We're going to talk predator-prey relationships, symbiosis, which includes mutualism, commensalism, and parasitism. And we're also going to talk about competition. Some of these concepts you learned about in 9th grade. And I know you talked about competition, but some of the things here might be new, including resource partitioning. I'm not sure if that's new to you or not, but enjoy. So some basics. So these are just some terms that are going to be used throughout AP Environmental Science. So an individual, that's just one organism. I'm an individual, you're an individual, my cat's an individual, right? A population is a group of individuals of the same species. So a herd of elk, the Blandings turtle population in Dunstable. A community is all the living organisms in the area. So when I go out to the forest plot with you this week, that would be all of the trees, the squirrels, maybe we'll have a hawk swoop down, that would be great. The salamanders, worms, but not the rocks. The ecosystem is all living and non-living things. So this includes the soil, the water, the air, as well as the animals. A biome is a large area with similar climate conditions, and that determines the plant and animal species living there, like the rainforest or the tundra. So I like this slide because it sort of summarizes all of the organisms' interactions. The plus signs means good. The negative signs means negative. So competition, that's when you're fighting over a resource like food or shelter. This is a limit to population size. And predation, this is like when my cat brings a baby bunny or mouse into the house. Not fun. She is preying on them. She is the predator and the bunny or mouse is the prey. So parasites too, and so even herbivores can do something called herbivory, which is a form of predation. That's when the monarch caterpillar is eating the milkweed and you see little holes in the milkweed. That's because it is eating them. Mutualism, that's when both benefit, like a coral reef with its zooxanthellae and the coral and the algae that's living in there. And then commensalism, that's when one benefits, the other really doesn't. Like a bird nests in a tree, it's not really hurting the tree, but the bird is benefiting, okay? In predation, herbivores eat plants for energy, right? True predators, carnivores, kill and eat prey for energy, like the leopard and the giraffe. Parasites use the host organism for energy, often without killing the host and often living inside the host. If you look up monsters inside me on YouTube, do it or don't, but it's absolutely horrifying. All different types of parasites in humans. So check out that tapeworm. It's pretty disgusting. So parasitoids actually lay eggs inside a host organism and will actually eat the host for energy. So this happens a lot in our backyards. If you ever have grown tomatoes and you've had the tomato hornworm, which is it's a big, giant green caterpillar that eats tomatoes. A lot of times they have little like things in their body that you can see, little white things, and it's really gross. And that is actually a wasp lays eggs inside the caterpillar, and then the wasp larvae, the little like maggot type things, live inside the caterpillar and eat its body, and strange things can happen. So there's a wasp laying an egg on a caterpillar. That happens. Symbiosis, so sim means together, bio, living, osis is a condition. So this is any close and long-term interaction between two organisms of different species. So mutualism, happy for both. Commensalism, good for one, no effect on the other. And parasitism, good for one, bad for the other. Mutualism, so corals provide the reef structure and CO2 for algae. Coral is actually an animal. Algae provides sugars for the coral to use as energy because algae photosynthesizes, so they're kind of feeding each other. What is coral? So coral, they're actually little animals. They're fascinating. And you can go down a whole YouTube wormhole here looking at videos of coral. So they're related to sea anemones, anemone, and jellyfish. And if you pause for a moment, you can read more about this diagram. I'll get my face out of the way. But yeah, it's really fascinating. Lichen, another fun thing that is around here. Actually, I believe there are some corals off the coast of New England, just not as extensive as in equatorial regions. But a lichen is a composite organism of fungi living with algae. Algae provides sugars, and fungi provides nutrients. Fungi are really good at getting phosphorus out of rocks and out of trees, so they can actually absorb phosphorus more easily and give that to the algae, and the algae gets the sugar. That's lichen. I liken it. Competition, I'll move my face again, reduces population size since there's fewer resources available and fewer organisms can survive. Now, resource partitioning, what is that? That's different species using the same resource in different ways in order to reduce competition. Okay, so temporal partitioning is using the resource at different times, like wolves and coyotes hunting at different times, night versus the day. Spatial, that's using different areas of a shared habitat, so different length roots. This tar bush is tapping right down into the aquifer, whereas the black grama grass is getting water from surface runoff. Morphological partitioning, using different resources based on different evolved body features. So an ermine versus a ferret, if you look at that, there's, well, how do I get this out? I think if I just leave my mouse up here. So if you look at the skulls, the ferret has very different tooth structure than the ermine, which allows them to use resources in different ways because the bite is different. So please practice this question. It's plopped into the Ed puzzle. Identify two organisms that compete for a shared food resource. Describe how resource partitioning could reduce the competition between two organisms you identified. So use this food web and answer the question. Enjoy.